What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my old subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's been watching my content. I really appreciate it. Everything's staying pretty consistent, so it wasn't just a little boom and then nobody watched my channel. So I appreciate everyone who's enjoying the content and commenting and liking and yeah, being a little community. I really appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully I can get big enough to collab with other Leeds fans in the future, and we'll see how we go. But I'm getting there slowly but surely, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I didn't get a video out yesterday. I thought I'd compile all the news into today's video. Sorry if I cough. I'm just the COVID sort of aftermath. Some days I'm coughing, some days I'm okay. Today's one of those days where I've got a bit of a little niggle in the back of my throat. So we'll start off just a bit of Bielsa news. Bielsa's been linked to Athletic Bilbao, his old club. Apparently they asked him to come join again, but he sort of said that he was waiting for the other manager to leave. Other manager has left, so it looks like that might be a go. Just a bit of Bielsa news for you guys who love Bielsa. I think everyone should love Bielsa, whether you believe he should have been sacked or not. Everyone should have the same feelings about Marcelo Bielsa. So, bit of Leeds news. An outgoing Capril, the goalkeeper, Bari have reached an agreement in principle. This was not yesterday's, but this was yesterday's news, not today's. So may or may not happen. I didn't check it up, but yeah, looks like he'll be leaving. To be honest, he probably isn't going to get ahead of Klaassen or obviously not Melier as well, as we're looking to bring I think we're looking to bring in an experienced goalkeeper anyway, so he becomes a fourth choice. So that makes sense. He goes back to Italy. I believe he is Italian. Don't quote me on that, but I think he's Italian. Rafinha is growing tired of Barcelona with, well, as you guys know, their bullshit offers, and you know, the president's been ringing him and trying to get him to, you know, hold out and say, don't worry, we're coming for you. But it looks like Arsenal have put a bid in. I don't know how much, but there's also talks the Leeds have rejected it. I still don't understand that. I mean, I don't understand the Arsenal move. I don't see how that fits. I mean, what's happening to Saka? Is he moving centrally where Odegaard is? Does he move up front? I don't know. Does Rafinha play up front? I don't quite understand that move. Does Saka go out on the left and Rafinha stay on the right, or vice versa, and Martinelli go up top? I don't see how it fits. That's probably the most plausible one, being that Saka somewhere plays on the left, but you're sort of stunting his growth. You've already got a wonder kid there playing on the right-hand side. I just don't quite get why you'd pay 55, 60 million, whatever they've offered, which is believed that they've gone more towards Leeds' valuation than Barcelona have. I don't quite see why you'd spend that money to bring a player in that is probably not a position that's needed. Maybe it's squad depth, but I don't know why you'd bring Rafinha in as squad depth. He's a starter. Maybe you don't see Saka as being, maybe he's a bench player, but it seems a bit silly. He's not a bench player. You know, saying it out loud sounds dumb, but you don't know the logic of Arsenal. You know, they're in for him, in for Rafinha. So yeah, I don't know. The more teams interested, the better. It means it's going to drive the price up. If he does even go at all, he still has 2 years on his contract. Realistically, we could hold him for 2 years. I mean, rather than sell him, and I saw Conor McGilligan from One Leeds fan channel speaking about this, you know, would you rather keep him for 2 years and let him go on a free, or sell him for 45 million? I mean, what's he worth in the way of, if he keeps us up for another 2 years, or keeps us in, or places us higher in the Premier League from his performances, that's worth more money than 45 million. You know, 2 years of that could be worth a lot more. So let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on that. Would you let him go on a free in 2 years and keep hold of him? Would you just let him go for 45 million and just get the cash now to bolster the squad? Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that one. So Leeds are ready to test the PSG's resolve for Callum Wendo. We've apparently matched their evaluation as well, which has come out today. So I wrote that one down yesterday, that we're ready to test PSG's resolve for him. But apparently we've met the valuation of 20 million euros, which is about 17.1 million pound. I really, really like Callum Wendo. As I've spoke before, I watch a lot of Ligue 1, so I'm fully aware of him and what he can do. He's a very, very good player. He would suit the Leeds system. I believe he would score, he's capable of scoring 10 goals this season for us. And only get better. He's very, very young. He's a player that I would love to see come in, especially for the price tag of 17.1 million. I think is a steal. I feel like it's another Rafinha. Maybe not the same level as Rafinha. I don't know if he's got that capability right now, but I do believe he can be a very, very, very good forward in the future for us, and we can get a good couple of years out of him before a big team comes in and snatches him up, or he stays with us if we're getting Champions League football by then. But yeah, that's one that I really, really want to happen. He is my next preferred signing. If we can get him in, I'll be extremely happy with that. Adama Traore deal back on again. Conor McGilligan saying he doesn't want this to happen. I would have said the same if he was worth the 40 million that they originally slapped on him a year ago. They're touting he's more 17, 18 million now. I do tend to agree that his final product isn't great. However, he is a scary player with his pace. But again, so is Dan James, and it hasn't translated. So I don't know how I feel about that one. It might feel like a bit of a waste of money. 17 million pound when you can go get Callum Wendo. I'd rather do that. But when you look at so far what we've done, we've brought 3 players in. We've only spent what was it 12 million, 24, 50 million pounds so far. Overall, as what the deals are worth, some of that will be stipulations and installments and things. So it's not exactly how much we've spent, but if you go over the valuations, I think it's like 45, 50 million. So we haven't exactly spent a lot of money so far. Well, in football terms, with Phillips and Rafinha, if they go, got that money coming in, we still have a long way to go. And like a few content creators have said, I think there's a lot more signings coming through, a lot more bigger signings coming through the door, which leads me on to Brozier for 30 million pound. Everton are in for him as well. 30 million seems a bit expensive, seeing as he hasn't had the greatest season with Southampton. He had a good start, but sort of tailed off. Highly rated, and he is a great forward. I think 30 million is probably a bit of a stretch when you get Cal Wendo for 17.1. It feels like, at least Brozier's had an okay time in the Premier League, and he's probably a bit more proven than Cal Wendo, but at the same time, he's not set the world on fire. So 30 million seems a bit expensive, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see with that one. I would like to get Brozier in, but maybe try him out on loan with a view to buy for 30 million and see how he goes first. That's what that sort of feels like a loan to buy deal for Brozier, because like I said, he didn't have a great end to the season. Would probably be the best for that situation for 30 million to guarantee 30 million. Yeah, that's don't want to go spending that sort of money if he's not going to translate. Next up is Kamara. I saw this on Joe Wayman's channel, Just Joe Football Show. You guys will probably be aware of him. I think most people are. He's one of the big Leeds content creators. There was no real links about it, but talking about Kamara, midfielder from Salzburg. He's apparently the go-to guy over, in the Red Bull system over a Tyler Adams, but I don't know what his valuation would be. Apparently he's another little N'Golo Kante, so if he's even half as good as Kante, we've got a player on our hands there. Don't know valuation, haven't seen much about it, just thought I heard, I'm going to put it out there, but most of you guys probably have already heard that one anyway. I'm not exactly putting any breaking news out there. Tyler Adams, again, has been popping up, like I just said, but I think he's too expensive for what he is. Some people are saying he will translate to the Premier League, and they're more in the know than some of us are, and probably understand football on a better level. I don't know enough about Tyler Adams to make a judgment call on it, but from what I'm hearing, he's a bit raw, good defensively, but not great on the ball, which, when you're trying to build up play and get the ball from one side of the park to the other in 10 seconds. You need someone who's good on the ball that can play a pass. So, bit of a weird one. With that situation, I don't know if he's worth the money that's been touted. I think people are talking about 30 million again for him, 30, 35 million. That's because he plays for Leipzig rather than Salzburg. So I'm not too keen on that deal. I know that Joe Wayman is big on Tyler Adams and Conor McGilligan isn't. So, it just depends on which content creator you listen to as to whether you're going to evaluate him highly or not. So let me know in the comment section below which defensive midfielder you want to see come in, whether it be Kamara or Adams or Burge. I know there's a few of you guys who are big on Burge like I am. I'd like to see Sander Burge come in. Done it before, know he's good. He's played well for Sheffield United. I think Sander Burge is the go-to guy. Whether it's Lewis O'Brien that you guys want to go for, just let me know who the defensive midfielder of choice is for you guys, and how much you think he's worth. So the last bit of news is that we have no intention of selling Jack Harrison. That came out yesterday. It's sort of been talked about for a little while, so I don't know where he fits. Maybe that's the answer to left back. Maybe that's what they're thinking, is that he's the new left back rather than spending money on a left back, because we know that he is good defensively. I do see him as kind of like and it's going to sound stupid, a bit of like an Andrew Robertson. Maybe not as not aggressive, but Robertson can get under the skin of players and he's very good at it. Jack Harrison's not like that, and he is good enough going forward, but he does lack the final product sometimes. I know he scored a few goals, but it comes in clusters. I need to be more consistent to be a left winger. Maybe he is a left back. He did all right as a cam, centre attacking midfielder, I guess. Who knows? People have talked about him being a left wing back and transforming him. Whether Jesse Marsch has the skill set to transform a player to do that, I don't know. I know he's a bit of a man manager, but whether he's tactically got that nous to change a player and their position, I don't know. But see what happens there. I'd like to see him play at left back, see where he goes. But as you guys know, if you're playing football and you're an attacking player, sometimes it is hard to sort of swallow the pill and swallow the pride and become a defensive player. I did that. I was a striker when I was a kid, I played until 22 playing as a striker, and then I decided that I need to change centre half. I wasn't probably scoring the goals that I used to when I was a bit younger. Didn't translate to the game when I was a bit older, and I moved to centre half, and I've played really well at centre half, and I understand the game from there. I do feel like strikers can change to centre half later on in their career, because you understand how a centre half thinks, and you understand how a striker thinks and what would give you the shits as a striker. So I try and do the same thing. But yeah, that's a bit of a story about myself that's translated to Jack Harrison somehow. But I do think I'd like to see him have a crack at left back. Maybe don't spend the money there, and see if Firpo and Harrison can fight it out for that spot. And get another centre attacking midfielder into that spot where Harrison would have been. Or it's that versatility that everyone loves in Dallas and the players we have. Maybe he'll do a job at left back. And if not, Dallas can go there as a third option. Who knows? Maybe the money doesn't need to be spent on the left back just yet. Maybe try that experiment, and mid-year spend the money if need be. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about all this news. I added it all together. Let me know who's coming in next. If you have any little rumors that you've heard yourself, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.